That's why it's all about what the men are doing, because we didn't finish it. Finally, true father finished it. Even Jesus could not create an environment in which his bride could appear. Too much persecution, so father was the first man to create the environment in which a true woman could appear. Only begotten daughter, the bride of the Messiah. So this all accrues to father's great credit and sacrifice and strength that he created even a very minimal environment. I mean, mother says he should have waited till he was 40. He should have kept going as a single man until he was 40, and really made a foundation on the national level, even world level. And then for her to appear, all he
Yeah.
had was a very conditional environment, and she appeared. Okay. Anyway, so
Well, no, I can mean like just really practically speaking, that's a reality that the violent attacks perpetrated on people are disproportionately men on women or men on men. It's men attacking. So we're in the dysfunction of both men and women manifests in different ways. And men, it's much more about if they're really dysfunctional on the inside, they destroy the world on the outside very kind of immediately and visibly. Whereas women, their dysfunction looks different, right?
that's right. That's
On
right.
the whole. So in order to actually have an environment that's conducive to a woman being healthy, it does need a man to like go out and in this dysfunctional world, create that space because it's other men that are going to come and attack those women, right? Like the
Mhm.
sexual predators and all that. It's always dominated by, and this is kind of
Mhm.
like an equality conversation that's hard to have because even saying it, it's like you can tell how sensitive it is. But when you look at statistics like human trafficking, it's always the purchasers on the other end of the transaction are always men, right? And sometimes it's boys or girls being trafficked, but it's the men buying them and manipulating them. And this whole
Mhm.
system of, gangs and cartels, they're all men. So this is like how evil manifests. So it needs to be fixed by evil with a bit of so I get that. Is all I'm saying. I just wanted to kind of paint that picture. I get that environmentally, it does need kind of mono a mono energy. True mono, a broken Satan and mono, something like that. Sorry, you were about to go off somewhere else too and talk about something.
No, no, that's it. That's enough. I mean, I'm sure we'll follow this
Sure, sure.
thread, but you had another question. What's your next question?
Well, it was
Your
about
follow-up.
Jesus. Yeah. So
Jesus.
because that's the Old Testament, and it is true that a lot of in the Old Testament, a lot of times when the women do pop up, it's in some weird sexual, almost like
Mm,
sitcom situation where it's like, oh, I'm married to my sister, kind of
okay.
this weird because they're fixing
Right.
something clearly. Right? But then you get all of this adds up to Jesus, and then you get this bachelor, and Christianity is hanging on every single word, and for 2,000 years has been inspecting every single word that they can find that Jesus said this, and like that is the basis of millions and millions of people's like every breath, and yet there's so little to be said about sex by Jesus. And I just
Mm.
wanted to know, like, why wasn't sex more of a pressing issue, even as a bachelor to other bachelors? Because that would be very helpful in terms of creating this environment. Why do you think that happened? That, you just never, or there's no recording of this stuff.
Okay. Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount made one extremely strong statement pertaining to this, and that is, you've been told that you shall not commit adultery, but even if you look at a woman with
Hmm.
an adulterous heart, you've already committed adultery.